Hey, hey, hey. Hello, hello, hello. Hope you're well. Hope you're swell. Wavy. I have a poetry book. It's called The Many Shades of Flowers. It's got 40 love poems. 40 of them. It's $1. I think it's really $1, and the link is in the description. You can buy it right now if you want to. Like right now. And I'd appreciate if you did so. It'd be really nice. So the link is in the description. $1, $1. I have a channel membership as well. I had set the price quite high. I didn't realize I'd done so. It's hard to assess like what something is worth sometimes. You know, the market dictates what something is worth. You can try and set your own prices, but people will tell you how much they're willing to pay for something. So I had to check. I checked after I set the price, which is funny, but I checked other ASMR channels what they were charging for the memberships, and I was like, oh my gosh, who am I? Who am I to charge what I'm charging? So I lowered the price. I should have gone lower. I should have gone to the lowest possible option, but you know, we're here. It's like $2 now. In South Africa, it's 10 Rand, which is, come on. I don't even think you can send 10 Rand to another bank account. It's too little. So to pay 10 Rand for a monthly membership, to pay $2 for a monthly membership, I think it's reasonable. You get extra videos every month. I've already released 2. One is a short and one is a full-length video, and I'll be releasing more. So go check that out. It'd be a great way, to support me. Appreciate ya. Appreciate ya. And there's some. Anyway. I saw this lady speaking about how if you're a girl and your man doesn't propose to you and it's been years, you need to leave. He's wasting your time. Now, I do think you should have conversations. Don't just break up with him. But you know, it's not a good sign when you've been together for a long time and he's not proposing. That lady made the point that, you know, if a guy really, really loves a woman, he'll propose. Nothing will stop him from proposing. So So you have to ask questions. Again, I would never say just break up with them. I would say have a conversation. But here's my problem with people, and I'll never understand this. Why can't you have the conversation beforehand? I think it's the culture we're in. I think in the culture we're in, there's this notion that you shouldn't bring these things up during dates because it's too soon and yada, yada, yada. When you're a child, that explanation makes sense. When you're like 15, 16, you can be like, oh, we don't need to talk about marriage right now, we're children. But when you're an adult who's planning for the future, you need to be serious. You need to take yourself seriously. You need to take each other seriously and ask these sort of questions because it's important. Like, where are you? What are your plans? This is what I want out of a relationship. This is where I want things to go, and I'm not willing to settle for anything less. Like, you have to be honest. Stop fooling around. So people find themselves in sticky situations because they never talked. Vulamlomo. That's what we say here in South Africa. Open your damn mouth. Speak up. Like, let people know what's up. Or else you're gonna be deep into a relationship, and then one of you finds out that the other person doesn't want kids, and you're like, oh fuck, I can't be with you. It's like, how are you just now finding that out? You've been together for 7 years. Ridiculous. A clown show. I'm at a point where I feel like I can find out very, very, very quickly. I'll say like one good conversation, whether or not I'm going to entertain a girl or not. That's where I'm at. In the past, I feel like I've always had that sense, but in the past, there's a book I like tapping on. I just like the texture of the book. A friend of mine wrote this, by the way. Anyway, it's called Hour of the Wolf by AJ Gallows. I don't know if it's available. Let me check. Where's my phone? Where's my other phone? I don't know if it's available on Kindle. Let me check. AJ Gallows. Yeah, it is. How much is it? $8.99. Bro, the audacity. It's expensive. But hey, if you're willing to pay that much, it's available on Kindle. I was talking about what I'm at a point, yada yada yada. I'll just backtrack. I'm at a point where I know what I want. In the past, I would, I'd have this, I've always had this sense of like, I can figure out what I want within a single conversation, a good conversation. I feel like I've always had that sense, but what I'd do is I'd force things. I'd be like, oh no, you need to keep it going. You need to, you never know, like, you might learn something, she might surprise you. But generally, once I have that sense, I feel like, look, I've talked to a lot of girls over the years. I've been in a fair number of relationships or situationships and stuff like that. My sense is always correct. I've seen like that sense you get of a person, like, I don't think we're compatible. I think you're more like this and I'm more like this. I don't think we'll work. I don't think it takes that long to figure that out. But in the past, what I've always done is I push and I force things, and you go on more dates, and it just confirms everything I felt initially. Bro, you waste money, and I mean, look, it's not a waste necessarily, because I do cherish some of those experiences I had, and the memories I made, so on and so forth. You're living life, you know. But, like, you know, I'm not trying to do that anymore. I do think ultimately it's best to just mind your business, avoid anything that's not necessary. I don't need to be constantly in and out of relationships to enjoy life, you know? That's not my idea of enjoyment. If I'm gonna be in a relationship, it needs to make sense. So now more recently, I feel like maybe this is a sign of maturity. Now when I talk to a girl and I feel like we've had a good conversation, I'm like, we don't need to take this further. I don't need to like confess any feelings. I don't need to take you out on a date and stuff like that. Because I just know that it's not gonna work. I don't know for sure. Someone can surprise you, but you know, I'm not. It's about probability, and I'm not trying to waste time. I think I'm gonna be one of those people. I predict I'm gonna be one of those people that you hear about, like, oh, he met her, and then in like 3-4 weeks they got married. I know that in this modern era that's outrageous, but I'm just analyzing my disposition and my patterns of behavior. I'm like, that's probably what's gonna happen. Because I don't think it takes that long for me to figure out what I want to figure out. You know, people always have a concern. They always have a concern, like, what if like they reveal some secret part of themselves you never knew about, and then you're miserable. Listen, like that can be the case for someone you've known for 8 years. If you don't trust someone, you shouldn't be with them. Period. Point blank. Period. And if this person's hiding something from you, no amount of time is gonna matter. If they want to hide it, I guess they'll hide it. I don't think people are that clever. You know, people will always say, I was blindsided, I never knew. But I do think there usually, most of the time, there are signs. Some people are really good at hiding important information, and, you know, some people genuinely get surprised and shocked. But I think in most cases, people are just not being honest. Like, you knew there were signs, but you ignored them because it was easier to just believe a lie. You were scared about what you were going to find out, so you kind of looked the other way. I think there are a lot of cases like that. So I don't sit with this fear that, you know, I'll meet some girl and she'll lie to me, and then, you know, we'll get married, and then at some point she'll reveal some crazy truth about herself. Investigate, guys. Have very important conversations. I felt something weird in my chest. For me, it's about the quality of your conversations. What sort of conversations are you having? You know, you meet up with someone, you don't have to talk about nonsense. All the small talk, how you got drunk at a party one time, and yada yada yada, your little drunk escapades. Okay, let's not talk about like serious things. What are your plans for the future, so on and so forth. You can make it fun. There's ways to make it fun, but be intentional about your time you spend with someone that you're viewing as a possible romantic partner. Be very intentional about that. My dates tend to pretty much immediately veer into the realm of the philosophical and, you know, talking about family and all sorts of things of that nature. And it never feels forced. It never feels uncomfortable. We're always having a good time. And I would say I get good reviews. But, you know, it's just about being sincere. I'm not trying to make anyone feel uncomfortable. I'm taking this seriously. I think it's more so the perspective of, oh, it's too soon, like, let's not take it too seriously. I think that's just immaturity. someone who's being serious and is actually serious about their future won't mind questions like that. And girls, in my experience, don't mind questions like that. You know, girls want to get married, most of them. You know, these days, you might get the sense. If you just stay on the internet, you'd think that girls suddenly become anti-marriage, but I don't think that's the case. I think most women, even now, want to get married. They like security. They like having one man, and all these sort of things. The other side does exist. These girls are anti-marriage and so on and so forth, and they just want to run around and be hoes, to be honest. But I don't think there are that many. I really don't. Even now, I think deep down most girls just want security. They just want love, and most men feel the same way. Think I feel the same way. So I find that when you bring up these questions in a natural way, it's not forced. Even on the first dates about marriage, kids, that sort of stuff, the conversation just flows, man. You learn a lot. I've spoken in the past about courtship and how that used to work, and you know, the modern dating and the way it works. It's a very recent idea. In the past 100 years or so, it wasn't always like this. In the past, if you're interested in a girl, you know, you speak to her father and you let him know, I like your daughter. May I have permission to court her? And then, you know, different societies handled it differently, but it was fundamentally the same concept. You spend a period of time proving your worth as a man, and then the woman decides yes or no. Well, it actually depended on the society. So if you talk about Western society, which is more centered in Christian values, I'm a Christian as well, so that's what I would subscribe to. Christianity is not a Western religion, but it had a prevalence in Western society. How that would work is the girl would give the green light or the red light. Should let you know, no, I don't want to do this, or yes, I do want to do this. And then you go from there. There's no period of girlfriend, boyfriend, spend 5 years running around, you know, pissing in the wind. It's like, it's serious business. So, you know, I feel like I'm of the same mind. Again, I'm probably going to be one of those people you're going to hear about. This nigga got married in 3 weeks. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. If you know, you know. And the question y'all have to ask yourselves, you know, because people will have all sorts of opinions about that. I'm not someone like, I get tired of discussions that are purely based on emotion and feelings. Like, guys, let's be practical. What's working versus what's not working? If you just look at modern society and how relationships are these days, you can criticize the past as much as you want. You can talk about the flaws of previous eras. Here are the facts. People stayed married. People were more happy. Just as a matter of fact, mental health is crazy these days. People had more sex. Gen Z and millennials, record low sex, and you know, birth rates are declining as well. And it's a shit show. We're a bunch of weirdos. I don't think the current and people just aren't happy with the current dating model. Everyone we've all heard about how dating in this modern era is treacherous, bro. It's like, it's not safe. People cheat like never before, and there's all sorts of pitfalls and drama and this, that, and the third. The woman will be complaining about the men will be complaining about the woman. It's a mess, guys. So we can't act like this is the best time to date in history. To date. Dating is a new concept. Before it was literally courtship for a finite, maybe weeks, months, and then marriage. Now dating with this nonsense, you were running around with someone, experiencing all the benefits of marriage, living together, having sex without actually getting married, then breaking up. What a time to be alive. Yeah, this modern era, you can't tell me that people are having a great time. They're not. They're just not. So I'm not interested in baseless criticisms that are based purely on emotion. I don't feel like that makes sense. Why doesn't it make sense? They've seen that young couples who are both virgins before they got married, they tend to stay married. They don't get divorced, and they tend to have the most reports of. They tend to, yeah, the most reports of sexual satisfaction. The more likely to report sexual satisfaction within their marriage, the more likely to stay married, so on and so forth. So that's just the traditional model of marriage is the best one. If you just look at the stats. Meanwhile, the more sexual partners you have, the more likely you are to get divorced. I'm not saying that you will get divorced. I'm just saying one model yields better results than the other one. So if you are just someone who wanted to give yourself the best chance at happiness, the best chance at marriage, I'd say the traditional route is the best one for you. If you want to experiment and try all these other things, these new age ideas, hey, it's your right to do that, but good luck. So my temperament, the way I am, I'm not interested in all the games. With me, even though I feel like I'd get married quickly, I think it's gonna take time to get to a point where I'm marriage material. Well, look, I will say, if I had to get married now, we could make it work. I would have the support of my family. It's not like I'll be doing it alone. My mom has talked about in the past how she wants to support me and my brother in our marriages. And she feels like it's an obligation of hers. She feels like it's a goal, a duty of hers to do that. So, it's not my plan to get married at this current stage in my life. I do want to get my finances together and be able to provide a home and so on and so forth. But if I meet someone and I'm like serious about that person, you shouldn't wait for things to be perfect, because they never will be perfect. There'll always be something you want to get right. For me, I just want to fulfill a basic. I want to reach the basic threshold of like I can take care of myself if need be. I can pay my own rents. I can own my own home, and therefore I can take care of a family. I want to meet that requirement at least, but if it happened that you meet someone and time is of the essence, get married now. It's okay. I'm not waiting for things to get perfect necessarily. I'm on a course. And if things happen to take me off that course and it makes sense, I'm okay with that as well. But yeah, I am on a mission to stabilize my finances and just be at a point where I'm comfortable. In terms of like maturity and stuff like that, I think marriage does mature you. I think children mature you and all these things. I'm not waiting to become some sage, be the paragon of wisdom before I commit to a woman. I don't think anyone ever reaches that point, really. But I also think, within a marriage you mature. Within a marriage you learn things and become better And in fact, that's the ideal place to grow. You want to grow together to become one flesh. You want to mold each other into this ideal union. So people waste so much time waiting and planning and figuring things out, and then nothing gets done. And the crazy thing is that some people dedicate 8 years to a relationship and then break up afterwards. Like, what was the point? So it's not even guaranteed that if you spend that much amount of time, it's going to work out the way you think it is. You can flip it and say if you get married at, like, if you're one of the things that get married super early and you could still get divorced and all these sort of things. First of all, as a Christian, divorce is it's not the way. So I don't see myself getting divorced, even if I am miserable. But I don't think that'll be the case. But anyway, I just besides all that, I'm not doing this purely out of emotion because I want to do it. It's practical. The numbers are on my side. You look at the stats, look at the facts, and you just look at the psychology behind it. All evidence suggests that this is the best course of action. Young, inexperienced couples tend to fare the best within marriage. All this thing about gaining experience in the dating market tends to ruin couples down the line. Because all experience can really, you can summarize it just to emotional debris. That's what experience is. It's a whole bunch of baggage you're carrying into a relationship that complicates things unnecessarily, and now it's obstacles you have to get around. So, I'm trying to avoid all that. But yeah, it's also just my temperament. It's just the way I am. A large part of it is being practical. And I genuinely have thought about this for a long time, and I used to be on the opposite end of the issue, thinking I want to be this guy that just has a lot of sex and yada yada yada. I used to be like that, but I was, I've grown out of it, I've matured, and I'm like, I'm very excited to meet a great woman that I get along with, and we have date nights, and you go to the movies, and you go to restaurants, you do this, and you have children, you raise the kids, and you're close with the kids, you have a household, and you build these memories. I'm very excited. There's nothing that fills me with more excitement than that thought. It's such a beautiful thing, and I'm looking forward to it. So, when you think about the opposite, which is like being this player and you're swimming in pussy, all that sort of stuff, I don't know, doesn't seem appealing to me. But hey, may the best ideas win, May the best ideas win. People will disagree and say all this and that. I'll say, you do it your way, I'll do it my way, and let's wish each other the best. Hopefully you'll be happy, and I'll also be happy. Why is this just cooperate? Damn. It's not serious. This is the thumbnail. This is why I'm doing this. I'd rather not do this, but the thumbnail. Because I was thinking to myself, I was just sitting talking. What's the thumbnail gonna be? Oh. There you go. I do think it's in the best interest of the ladies to adopt a more traditional dating model, dating marriage model. I do think it's in girls' best interest because some guys are having the time of their lives right now in this modern era. They have as much sex as they want. It used to be very few men in history that could get away with this much debauchery, getting laid this much and infidelity and so on and so forth. It used to be very few men, and people used to get killed. Like they used to literally stone you if they found out that you were cheating. The culture used to be so conservative that if you were found to be unfaithful, men and women, it wasn't just women in some cultures. If you were found to be unfaithful, they would kill your ass. They'll be like, "This is disgusting. Don't do this." Nah, I'm not saying you should kill cheaters, but I'm just saying women benefit from a more traditional model. You don't have to kill anyone, but I think the culture should reinforce that people shouldn't be out just sleeping around, and we should be very serious about getting married, being committed to each other, and so on and so forth. I think women benefit immensely from that, because I'll tell you what, from the conversations I've had, and just from what I've seen, I don't care what some of these progressive women say, many women aren't happy with the current dating scene. And when girls hook up, when they engage in hookup culture, they feel used and thrown away. They don't like it. It's not fun. It's not fun sleeping with a stranger and then he just, doesn't text you afterwards and just ignores you. There's nothing fun about that. At least I got laid and a good time. Haha. Look at me, I'm crushing it. That's not. I'm yet to meet a girl that actually enjoys this sort of lifestyle. And I think it damages them one way or another. I think it causes a bunch of problems they then have to find healing for. The Lord heals. If you're a prayerful person, you read your Bible. God can be your comfort, and you don't have to see some shrink about that. But you have to be smart, people. Do what's in your best interest. Don't follow trends. Don't follow crowds. Be serious. I'm telling you. If more women were just like this, these are the hard lines we're drawing. We're not committing to anyone that's not willing to commit to us. It's very few men out here that would be like, "Fuck you," because most guys, they want the same thing, low key. I'm telling you, but women kind of dictate the course of. Women dictate the conditions of the dating market. So if y'all are genuinely out here let's sleep around, woohoo, sexual liberation, that's exactly what you're gonna get. The guys won't complain because men are dogs. They'll be like, hey, but low key, I do think most guys also they just want love, dude. They just want love. They just want stability. Because most guys aren't out here being max. Just very few guys are doing that, capable of that. Most people in general, someone they can rely on, someone they can hold theirs. You can, go out with, do all the lovey-dovey stuff with. I think it's just a nice idea to most normal, honest individuals. So it's definitely something to think about. My advice would be Be serious. Stop playing. I'll do this for like 1 more minute to justify having it in the thumbnail. I feel like yesterday's video, I was kind of scamming people. I'll be honest. I think that was clickbait. Eye test. Like, there was barely an eye test in that video. It was maybe like 4 minutes of a 30-minute video. I think the eye test should be most of the video, or at least be interspersed consistently enough. I feel like I didn't do it consistently enough, so it didn't really feel like an eye test video. It just felt like a trigger assortment, and part of the trigger assortment was an eye test. And in this case, I think I'm gonna have like a title like Tingle Storm, whatever. You know, I'm not gonna be promising that this is gonna be a trigger throughout the whole video. It's just gonna be a thumbnail showing what's part of the video. But the title itself will be more generic, more general, rather. Yeah, let me end the video there too. In the comments. I like to pray at the end of my videos to Father God. Thank you for this individual watching this right now. Thank you for making them whole, unique, and guiding them on a path towards peace, prosperity, and purpose. Thank you for blessing this person with wonderful people in their life. Love them, take care of them, and bring the absolute best out of them. And thank you for maintaining the ones that are there to do the same thing. Thank you for blessing this person with love and marriage, and sustaining that love and marriage, and making very, very, very happy. Thank you for blessing this person with a spirit of gratitude so they can give thanks for all the wonderful things in their life, and by giving thanks they can find peace, contentment, and attract even more blessings. Let your presence be felt in this person's life so they know that you're God, that you're real, that you love them, and always going to be there for them. Good health, long life, and happiness over this person and everyone they care about. In my name, I pray in Jesus' name, I pray. Amen, 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 amen.